Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to Lickman out there doing this work of faith, and labor of love, true sincerity. And, I come to brothers with another episode for the Spirit beareth witness, and as always, we start off with Romans 8:16. The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And, pretty much, I was going over the book of Esther as we just passed, the Holy Day Purim. And, I just was doing a little bit of reading, a little bit of research, I came across something I thought, was interesting, and I thought I'd share it with you brothers up there. So, Lord willing, it's edifying through the spirit of YAHAWASHI. All right, so, to get to it, this is Esther 2:7. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So obviously from this passage, we know that Esther and Mordecai, that they were cousins. It said what? His uncle's daughter. So we also can recognize that what? Both of their fathers, they were obviously, brothers. Okay? And, I just happened to look up, the meaning of Esther's name, Hadassah, okay? And it gives Hadassah equals myrtle, and it comes from the root word Hadass, okay, which means pretty much the same thing, myrtle tree. So this word Hadass is in like you see what it's a masculine noun, but Hadassah with the AH on the end, that's the feminine form of saying myrtle, okay? And, so I looked into the further reasons why she was named Myrtle, and I also came across the fact that the name does mean myrtle, but it also stands for compassion, having love for one another, caring of one another, and things of that nature. So I went to various different sites and checked out, and it pretty much does mean myrtle, but at the same time, like I said, it represents compassion, so on and so forth. All right, so just a quick example, this is one quick site, because I found it on various sites. All right, so it says, as you can see, Hadassah, it says meaning myrtle tree, origin English, Hebrew, Indian. Well, we know it's really, the origin is truly Hebrew. All right, and as you look down, it says what? Passion, to love and be loved in return, life pursuit, to do the right thing. What? Esther, her name being Hadassah, what she was, her pursuit, her life pursuit, the Most High set her up to do the right thing within that manner. Because when you read in the book of Esther, she was, Mordecai was coming to her, and letting her know that pretty much how you don't know that the Most High has, matter of fact, I'm going to just go to it and bring it up since I just quoted it. I believe it's the 4th chapter. All right, and it reads Esther 4:13. It says, then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. So he was telling her, this hell is about to come upon Israel from Haman, that Edomite, having hatred against Mordecai and trying to make that decree get set, for all Israel to be slaughtered off. Okay, so he said, telling her, don't think that you're going to escape more than the rest of your people. All right, so it says, verse 14, for if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? So he told her, if you don't help, out your people, the Most High is only going to raise up deliverance from somewhere else, or from someone, and use someone else to deliver his people. So he said, what? And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? So the Most High, basically set up just for this specific purpose, to use her and her cousin Mordecai, to deliver the children of Israel, man, within this time frame. Okay, so as I was going back to the meaning, what it says, life pursuit, to do the right thing. So that's what the Most High set her up to do. That's why the Most High had Mordecai there, you know, to be that father figure for her, so that she can have the correct morals and things and the right principles to do the right thing. All right. And it says what? Vibration, compassionate and caring. Now, so that's the, you know, the point, compassionate and caring. Like I was saying, it also, Hadassah also represents compassion. Now, when you go to Esther 2:5, it says, now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shema, the son of Kish, a Benjamite. So we know that what? Mordecai was Benjamin. And, you know, so what that also means from what we read in verse 7, that Esther, she was also a Benjamite, okay? Because they were cousins, you know, and well, for their fathers, they were obviously brothers from what we read in the passage. So Esther had to be of the line of Benjamin too. So when I looked up another site, okay, keep in mind, like I said, Esther's a Benjamite, right? So I came across this other site here, which is behindthename.com. This is Hadassah. Now we're going to look at the different references here, right? It says the name Hadass, the meaning is myrtle tree that is blessed for 1 week each year by the Jewish religious people on their holy day Sukkot, which is the Feast of Tabernacles. It's a little different than Hadassah and is a common name in the Jewish culture. All right. And here it says Hadass means myrtle tree. Hadassah means compassion. Okay, as I was getting into, you know, it means myrtle tree, but also represents compassion, which Esther showed within this instance. All right, it says hence the woman's charity in Israel, Hadassah or Esther. Usually adding the AH would mean a female myrtle tree, but this is a separate case. The AH changes the meaning entirely. Hadassah, meaning compassion, is a lovely name. Now, as I said, you know, that it definitely does mean compassion, because as I said, what Esther was a Benjamite. So what I found interesting, the day that I was reading the book of Esther and came across this information, as you can see, this comment that I'm about to read here is from a couple days ago. Today, you know, it just crossed over into January the 30th. As you can see from here, this date was January 27th. Now, this is the same day that I looked up this information, so I know that that was a spirit telling me, you know, to look this up, right? So it says, hello, my name is Hadassah, okay? This is a shorter form of the word Hadassah, just without the H on the ends. So it says, hello, my name is Hadassah. I love the name, and I can relate to many different interpretations of the name. It is the name of a female who loves family, protective of those she loves, compassionate, as I said, it also means, and as we look from the different references, about social justice and community, you know, and the community, what represents the people. So she was compassionate for her people by her telling, you know, her people, you know, to fast for 3 days and 3 nights, so that she can make, so that we all can make supplication unto the Most High, so that He would have mercy when she went before, you know, that Elamite king, Ahasuerus, which is Xerxes. All right. So it says, I have grown into it. It is an old Jamaican name. So the name Hadassah is an old Jamaican name, and what, as we read from Esther 2:5 through 7, we come to find out that what Esther is of the tribe of Benjamin. So this shows that the Spirit bear witness that we are the children of the Most High, because back then, what, that was a Hebrew name, Hadassah, and she was of the tribe of Benjamin. But then you have now in 2016, you have this woman that put this comment that this isn't, that Hadassah, which really is Hadassah, is an old Jamaican name. So Benjamin still used that name thousands of years later, man, down the generations. So that definitely was a big sign to me that, you know, that the Spirit bears witness that we are the children of the Most High. So it says, I have grown into it. It is an old Jamaican name, but some West Africans recognize it also. Well, because you have our people scattered over there in West Africa also, you know. And like for instance, what the tribe of Ashanti, they're predominantly Benjamites, you know, and we have various tribes over there, you know, and various Benjamites over there in the west coast of Africa. That's why it says what, but some West Africans recognize it also. Right? It says it is also a strong name for a strong strong female empresses. The Most High blessed the lady who named her child Hadassah a few years ago, and it's a strong name for strong female empresses. And we've seen what that Esther, you know, through the spirit of the Most High, was strong in this instance because the Most High put the spirit on her and her cousin Mordecai to fulfill His will to deliver the children of Israel. Okay, so I wanted to pull out that quick aspect as far as Hadassah, Hadassah, meaning compassion. Okay, so right there, now I want to get into the reason why, or the different significance of the Most High naming her Hadassah, which means myrtle. Okay, so I looked into this site here, you know, just looking up different information. I came across this site. It says inspirational contemplation, thoughts, devotionals, random stuff, and it says what, a lesson from the myrtle tree. You know, and I you know, just speculating that this was an Edomite that wrote this article, but nonetheless, it's still spiritual. You know, we use everything in this world for edification of the elect. Okay, so to get to the point, all right, yeah, I'm gonna jump around in this article. I don't want to read. It's a lot that I want to read, but I don't want to read the whole thing. So it says, so today I stopped to once again take a closer look at nature to learn one of the many lessons it teaches. This time my instructor was the myrtle tree. The myrtle tree is only mentioned about 6 times in the Bible, but seeing it mentioned got me thinking about exactly what kind of tree it is, so I did a little research. And I'm going to jump down. At any rate, the mention of the myrtle in the Bible led me to study the myrtle tree that is closer to home. Okay, this is from Isaiah 55:13. It's according to, you know, the King James Version. Okay, it says, instead of the thorn shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle tree, and it shall be to the Lord for a name, for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off. So it says, the prophet Isaiah uses the myrtle to illustrate life and fertility, as he prophesies it growing instead of a plant that symbolizes dearth and drought. The myrtle tree is an evergreen characterized by leaves clustered so densely that the branches can't even be seen. It reminds me of the descriptive words of the psalmist, with Psalms 1:3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in the season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. All right, so I'm gonna jump down a little further to get to the points of it. It says the imagery of those metaphors is strikingly similar to the myrtle tree, because it said what it basically represents, you know, life, okay, and fertility, which when the Most High put the spirit on them to do this in the book of Esther, you know, how the Most High set them up for the deliverance of Israel, represents that the myrtle tree shows that the myrtle tree represents life, because the nation of Israel was about to be slaughtered off, you know, under the hands of that a wicked Edomite Haman. You know, we was about to be slaughtered off, but the Most High, you know, had them set up, you know, to give life unto Israel, to continue the generations of Israel, you know. So it says it is always green and has a strong root system that keeps it going even during dire times. So it says what, the myrtle tree has a strong root system. And what did the scripture say about us being rooted in this truth? So what, you got to be rooted and built up and established in the faith, man. Okay, during what? During dire times, during harsh times, man. And that's what we're going through now. We're going through harsh times, and that's what in the book of Esther, they were going through harsh times. The Most High planted Esther in strong roots because she had Mordecai being that father figure backing her up. So she had a strong root system, which was in YAHAWASHI. Okay, even when cut down to a stump, its roots caused it to sprout again. Okay, so I'll break that down a little further on as it gets into it. It says